Hi. Can you hear me? I don't think I can hear you. Let's see what's going on. Can you unmute?
Yes.
Yay!
There we go.
Hi. No, nice to see you. So how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. How are you holding up during COVID times?
COVID and an ice blizzard.
That's
Considering
right.
we're doing pretty good.
That's
Everything's covered in the top and twice. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's just insane. But you look, oh, the studio's so beautiful. How amazing. Yay. So Nitrosonic Studios is fully woman owned and operated, and you offer recording, mixing, and mastering within the studio and also virtually. But you also now run an audio engineering education program for recording, mixing, and mastering. So that's amazing. Congratulations on all of the press that's been out and everything that you're doing with Nitrosonic Studios. It's just incredible.
Thank you. We're really proud of where we are right now. We've worked really, really hard for this.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely.
Tears and long nights. Sleeping on the couch because you mix too late. You're too tired to go home.
Right? It's so inspiring, though, and thank you so much for being with Women in Audio and to give us a tour and to talk about what the studios is up to. First, do you want to just introduce yourselves and say kind of what your main role at the studios is?
So I'm April Edwards. I am co-owner and lead mix engineer.
Awesome.
Oh, that was concise. Okay. I'm Danielle Barkman, and I'm co-owner, and I'm the lead master.
Awesome. So what led you both to audio? I'm going to start with April.
So I actually started as an artist, and I had a couple of not so happy experiences with engineers that I had hired. And so after the third one, I just kind of got tired of not having as much control over how my songs turned out. So that's basically what inspired me. I got into it for myself, but I fell in love with it, and here I am. Mm-hmm. I actually started as an intern at Nitrosonic, like 2016, I think it was.
Okay.
I am old. And the old owner actually had another job, and he moved out of state, and he left me to run it for a while, an engineer, and then Danielle came in with a band to record, and she never left. And she became like my assistant helper, session drummer.
Yay!
And yeah, and then
I became your right hand.
You were my right hand.
Yay!
Yeah, and then the winter solstice of 2018, the owner came to us and he was like, I want to sell the business. Do you want to buy it? And we looked at each other, and Daniel said, you want to go into business? And I said, yep.
Wow.
And then we brought Leah in, who is the third owner.
Mm-hmm. And she's my guitarist in the band that led me to the studio in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we formed an alliance, and we brought in you were an intern, and then
and there's an Abby behind the camera too.
Yeah, so Abby is our studio manager.
Awesome.
She started out as an intern, and then we fell in love with her. We just let her go.
Like I kept showing up, and you're like, all right, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, and Amanda,
We have a creative director,
creative director.
Okay.
Amanda, and she
Wow.
helped us like during photo shoots and
Okay.
helping to make us write things and press reports, film sports.
Yeah.
Not a musician, but she has more industry experience than all of us taped together.
She's actually
Necessary.
so she's been in the industry for a long time. It's
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, so
amazing. That's really great.
interesting. So
Definitely necessary.
bought the business, and then we moved down here to a new location, and we did a whole build out and
Wow.
about 9 months constructing this place.
Wow.
And
We're not quite done yet.
we're like
You'll see in the tour. Well, we're not going to ruin the surprise.
well, 60% there.
We're more.
Yeah,
Well, nice.
all the building is done, at least all the
Okay.
construction is done. But
Cool.
yeah, you'll see.
Yeah.
Basically, we have a great suspended mixing room that is totally isolated from the building that it's inside of. But we don't have furniture or lights or
Gotcha.
the rest of the sound gear in that room yet. So it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But the room itself is great.
Yeah.
Nice. That's exciting. And it's all, your project. I mean, it's so inspiring.
Our baby.
Yay.
Yeah.
Danielle, do you want to talk about how you got into audio and your journey?
I was always around it as I was growing up. I have memories of a medium format mixing console being surgically taken apart in my kitchen and cleaned and put back together. And by the time I was 10 years old, I was being taught how to, like basics of live sound and stuff like that through my dad. And then you become a musician, and at that point, you just have to learn the rest of the stuff you don't know if you want to make sure the show's going to happen.
Right.
I've always been into recording. I've always done it, with whatever equipment I could have at my house. I had a Pro Tools Digi 001 back in the day. That's how old I am. But I just never thought I was actually going to get connected with a real studio.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it would be, trying to make, the best of what I had and stuff
Sure.
like that. And then I got here, and that's why I've never left.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And it's changed my life, basically.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's true.
Oh, and you're a drummer, so how did that happen?
Possibly I was dropped on my head too much. Oh, okay. I see where you're going. When I was just like 5 or 6 years old, something like that, I was
Wow.
taken down to there was a live band playing at a car lot at the end of our street, and my mom took us down there, and they all noticed that I was tapping my foot with the drums and staring at them.
Whoa.
Probably a month or so later, I was taking lessons from that drummer, and
What?
I've just been hitting stuff ever since. I had to play on cardboard boxes for about
Mhm.
6 or 8 months before my mom realized I was actually serious, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a Quaker Oak can and a box.
Yes.
A little pair of sticks and stuff that guy gave me, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm like that Buddy Rich guy everyone's talking.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's awesome. I remember playing with boxes. Yes. But what a gift, though, for someone to realize what you were doing, and it
My
translated.
grandmother's side of the family is pretty much just you can't throw a bugle without hitting a musician.
That's awesome, though, because so many, a lot of families don't support musicians or becoming a musician, you know,
I was
especially.
lucky about that, especially because I was wanting to do drums. Because even a supportive parent has their, their limit. But I got to get a drum set, so yay,
It's
mom!
Yeah, it's incredible. And not only, you know, being a woman in engineering, but also drumming is stereotypically kind of a male field. So that's like double the pressure.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've talked about, the mansplaining in the industry
Mm-hmm.
and the bias and all that, and we've pretty much decided that's not our motivation for anything. But it sure is fun to watch people eat their words after the fact. So you
Nice.
gotta get a little dessert about it, but the whole point is we're trying to do the best we can, and we aren't worried about what they think
Yeah,
we should
absolutely.
be doing or could be doing.
Right.
We're just gonna knock their socks off with the mix when it's done.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
It is a nice dessert.
I love it. The nice dessert.
Like artists that come in, they're not used to seeing females running the board and kicking butt, and so
Right.
it's kind of nice to like get that reaction, like, oh my god, and we're good at our job, we're good at what we do, and we take great pride in that.
Yes, we do.
So
Absolutely.
so it's nice to show off and be like, yeah, I'm a chick. What?
Yeah. Well, representation matters, you know, and it inspires a whole new crop of engineers, I think, and especially those who see you working and say, "Oh, that's something that I'm interested in too, and maybe now I can pursue that field."
It is. We're total advocates for getting more females to this industry because it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so underrepresented.
And we have better ears.
Yeah, we have better
Nice.
ears.
Nice.
It's just simple science and biology. We have better ears.
Right.
Love it. I love it.
Plus, there's this other side to it that we're naturally caring and more sensitive. So that means like it's easier, I think, just being an empath and a woman who just is
Sure.
nurturing, and it's like we get to provide that
Mm-hmm.
like warm, kind of comforting environment, and I can read people. It's like, I don't know, some of the engineers that I have dealt with, and not because they're men. I'm not saying,
Sure.
I love men.
Just
They're
because
great.
Sure.
But just because they are,
Sure.
it was a very cold, kind of cold and calloused, like like not really thinking about the psychology of
Right.
recording and how to get the best performance out of somebody. You got to make sure they're comfortable, because
And there's
that's like half of it. If they're not vibing, if they're not in it, and like, this is my home for the next several hours,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna get the best performance out of somebody.
Right. Absolutely.
We try to provide that, but I think it helps that we're chicks.
I think so too. And just one last thing about drums, because I'm a drummer. Danielle, your kit is so beautiful. I've seen the posts, I've seen the pics. Just had to say.
Oh, thank you.
Just gorgeous.
There's going to be more from campus coming on the way. We're actually
Yay.
Oh, great.
about a week, maybe. And then I'm
Ooh.
actually getting a custom order kit, which is be insane, and I can't wait to tell you all about
Oh,
it.
wow. Congratulations. Amazing. So, April, I had a question about mixing. When did you first feel, confident in saying, okay, this is the mix that I really feel confident about? Like, now I'm a mixing engineer. Was there any kind of moment like that?
Yes. I can't tell you when exactly it was, but I do remember so starting out, I was very insecure about my mixes, and I needed like constant, affirmation that this sounds good. Of course, I've gotten better over the years anyway, so my mixes
Mm-hmm.
do sound better than they did back then.
Mm-hmm.
But there's, after delivering to clients so many times
Mm-hmm.
and getting their reactions and learning to trust my ears and also have really great ears surrounding me.
And we tell each other what we hear. We don't hold back.
No, right. Yeah, but we also tell each other when it sounds freaking amazing.
That's part of not holding back.
But just, I mean, just the hours put into it and educating myself and, you know, taking advice from those who came before me. And also,
Mm-hmm.
it's nice to send out your mixes sometimes to people
Right.
that have Grammys or have gone multi-platinum and we've
Yeah.
got relationships with engineers like that, just starting a conversation on LinkedIn and, hey, listen, check this mix out if you know, wouldn't mind. And
That's
Yeah.
one of our little secret tips that we'll throw in on this. Never be afraid to just reach out to someone and talk to them.
Yeah.
Because you'd be
Yes.
surprised what it can get you back in terms of
Yes.
friendships and professional collaboration and
Yes.
just support in the industry.
I agree.
And just one, you know, quick thing about the mixes. Like I am way more confident with my mixes now, but I always run it by another pair of ears.
Okay.
Just because I am a perfectionist, we are perfectionists, and you know, it's just more perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely just the delivering to clients, getting their reactions, and they're overjoyed. There might be revisions here and there, but that's a huge confidence builder in itself.
Yeah. Do you have different people you go to for different genres when you need that kind of another pair of ears? Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you have different approaches for different genres?
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of mixing,
Yeah.
well, yeah, and mastering.
Okay.
Yeah. I have gotten into the habit of referencing more of various genres because
Nice.
I limited myself by not referencing as much as I should have.
Okay.
And it helps not in just the fact that you kind of learn the jive of the genre and
Mm-hmm.
the rhythms and just the general feel and where things are placed and the, you know, in
Mhm.
relation to what's in the mix.
Mhm.
But also it's kind of cool because you hear these songs and you know where they are, and then you think to yourself, well, I'm gonna make something better than that.
Nice. That's awesome. Do you have any kind of favorite tricks that you use, or not tricks, but you know, like, oh, this is what I'm putting on the drums and that's my favorite thing, or anything like that?
I'll tell you that I've learned over the years that less is more because you can really mix yourself into a corner
Gotcha.
by overloading your tracks and your buses.
Guilty.
And then you usually
Guilty.
mess it up that way. So,
She fixed me.
well, and as I've gotten better, I've used less plugins. So, like, you get one right, and then you move on. You don't slap 4 plugins on a track at the same time because then you don't know where you are and what's
Okay.
causing what. It's just like mixing in circles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good tip that I like to share with people is less is more. Start with one and then move on to the next one. Don't get what's the term that they use when you have too many choices? I don't know.
Pluginitis?
Something like that.
Pluginitis. I like that.
Don't feel like you have to use it just because you have it. Know
Nice.
what it does.
Right.
Know what it does and use it with intention.
Nice.
And then I'll share another thing. A thing that I have learned about reverbs, which I have found is really cool, is panning them opposite the
Okay.
actual instrument. It makes
Ooh.
it sound like super wide.
Nice.
Yeah. So And
Very
using
cool.
mono reverbs, I've used mono reverbs a lot more than I used to, and you can really direct your reverbs more precisely that way. And it kind of clears the mix up too. You get rid of a lot of muddiness
Very cool.
by using mono reverbs.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Danielle, same question, Danielle. So, mastering is seen as kind of a dark art in that, not a lot of people really, not a lot of, I think, beginning engineers, at least, in my program, know exactly what mastering entails. Just know that you really need it. It adds such an amazing quality to the end product. So can you talk about how you really zoned in on mastering and how you came to feel confident as a mastering engineer?
Well, that's kind of a two-part question after
Yeah.
today.
Ooh.
I've always been interested in mastering. Growing up, you have a bunch of cassettes and you look on the Cars and you look on Van Halen and you look on all these, and it always said mastered by Bob Ludwig Jr. And I'm like, well, who is this guy? He's got to be a badass.
Ah.
And and then skip forward a long time, and it really came down to one of us had to, just bite the bullet and specialize in mastering.
COVID kind of.
And I wanted to, yeah, I mean, COVID helped with everything because I suddenly had a bit extra time to put into it.
Well, then we weren't here as much as we were, and so we kind of decided just like to set up little home stations.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had a home, my mastering set up at home. She waited till COVID to, catch up with technology.
well,
But
money.
yeah, that too. But one of us needed to do it, and I was always interested in it. And to be honest, I can mix pretty well, but I can't hang with this.
Oh.
I just watch her every time we're working and try and pick stuff up because I call her a mixed ninja or a mixed Jedi because she's just insanely fast and accurate, and she's hearing something 6 moves ahead, and I just don't know how she does it. So I took mastering.
Nice.
And I love it.
It's gotten really, really good, really fast.
I hold my own. I'm not gonna say I'm really, really good, but I do hold my own. And I kind of did have a turning point where it went from, okay, I really like this, to I kind of realized this is kind of like drumming in the way it feels to me.
Oh, wow.
And I haven't experienced that ever outside of drumming before. I mean, even with, recording and mixing, I love it, I feel it, but it's not that, I just feel like something connects in the back of my head and I'm just
awesome.
Everything.
Well, there's a lot of rhythm involved in like the limiting, right? I mean, just the kind of
you don't want to hit your limiters.
Well, no. Not saying
No.
company, but
But I got drawn in. I got hooked in it, and I realized that something in my brain, I understand it, and it's all come about to a master that I'm actually working on right this minute for a project, the band that's out of Nashville, and wanting to get something out of it that I couldn't actually. I'm not going to say names, but I've just started taking private instruction from someone that's just like unreal, incredibly good, living legend at mastering that's accepted me as a student. But until I've earned the right to say who it is, I'm not dragging their name into it.
That's great.
But in 6 months or a year or so, hopefully I can say that one out loud.
I love it.
But I realized that if I really wanted to try and cement this as the last job I ever have to have, which was my
Ooh.
plan when we took over the studio, because I've had a million jobs, but this is the
Mhm.
last one I want.
Oh, I love that.
So we're doing whatever we have to ensure that happens for us.
Right. Right. Oh, that's great. Wow. So, would you like to talk about the new programs that you're offering and the education component to the studios?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're offering 4-week courses
Woo.
in recording, mixing, and mastering, and we're really excited about it. And first recording class starts on March 1st, and mixing class starts March 2nd, and the mastering class starts March 3rd.
Oh, and the reason the start dates are so specific in the times is because this is all being done live, online, interactive, and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be like all the students are in our studio, but they'll all be in their mix rooms all around the country.
Yeah.
Right. And to my knowledge, it's one of the first programs open virtually that has, distinct levels: recording, mixing, mastering, which is, I think, really special about Nitrosonic, is that you can go for recording, mixing, and mastering with those who specialize in each, rather than having to kind of piece out your music to a lot of different studios or people.
Yeah.
And
Very cool.
we like the fact that we can offer all 3 classes, because it's going to be consistent that way too, in terms of like what people are learning, and still learn like
the methods
and why we do what we do and how it relates to the next phase. Like recording with the mix already in mind, and
Nice.
I have to do it like this. This is how I want to mix it later on, and whatnot.
One of the reasons that, back when we first took over the place, and even before we took over the place, she was trying to figure out, how we could get more females into the industry and everything. And then, in the past couple of years, we kind of realized that we could actually get to more people if we did it differently. And it kind of led us to this by way of COVID. But I had a point for all that.
We can reach more people this way too than
Right.
being in having to come to a physical location.
Right. Right, exactly. And did you want to teach as well before, or is this kind of a new venture as far as you'll be leading classes? And
we've had a lot of interns and things like that, and I've taught drums off and on for years, and music in general, and she can't sit down in front of equipment without people around her or something.
Awesome.
So when I interned, I went to the Recording Connection.
Okay.
And when I graduated, I became a mentor for them. So Recording Connection students would come and intern under me. And I think I got hired as studio manager before I graduated, which was pretty cool bragging.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've always had interns, and
that's great.
Enjoy teaching.
And I remember what I was trying to get at a while ago is we both understand how hard it is to find good information.
Yes.
When you're trying to learn this stuff, and how easy it is to start listening to someone who sounds like they might know what they're talking about. They might tell you some real bad information along the way, and we want to make it easier and more of a one-stop shop thing.
Right.
If someone's like, I really want to learn how to do this, and our plan is that when people get out of it, they're going to be good enough to go make great music. We're not going to let the live aspect is going to try and help keep people from falling through the cracks.
Nice.
They can ask questions on the spot if they don't
Yes.
understand something.
And then
Right.
there's a live Q&A session every week as well where
Nice.
they can ask questions.
Yeah, so we're doing one class a week, which would be a couple hours, and then at the end of the week on Friday we'll have the live Q&A, and then throughout the week and like the weekends, you know, if we have a cool session that we think people really enjoy watching and learning from, like, we'll definitely live stream that. And
Awesome.
we're also, something we're really excited about is we have some guest engineers who are going to be instructing here and there. That includes Dave Dominguez, who engineered Weezer, Guns N' Roses,
Whoa.
Lime,
Yay.
OARs, yeah, Stained,
Weezer,
yeah.
Yeah.
lots of stuff.
So he's totally
So
cool.
cool.
We built a really cool relationship with him over the past
Nice.
year and a half, 2 years.
That's
And then
great.
Irko, who has worked with Pitbull, Sia, Jay-Z, and Snoop Dogg. And
Nice.
these are only, like, you know, a few credits per engineer.
Oh, yeah.
We're just totally thrilled.
Amazing.
Drew Mazurek, who's worked with Bonnie Raitt, Neville Brothers,
Yeah.
Linkin Park.
You're doing good.
The list goes on. I've written this out a lot of times. And then Maria Espinosa.
Yeah.
Some of you may know
Okay.
her.
She's
Yeah.
writing, mixed like a girl, the handbook. So she's also going to be doing some ear training and some other cool things.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Love
we're
Carried On.
super pumped.
Yay.
We're getting a lot of really cool feedback about this. People are getting really excited. So
Yeah, well, and it's a consistent program with consistent learning. As far as, you know, when I was starting out, it's easy to go to YouTube and not really check credentials, but just look something up and watch whoever it is kind of doing a demo. And you're right, it can lead to some bad information and, you know, not the greatest kind of way to move forward, I think. So I love that you're giving people the tools to move forward with their craft. That's amazing.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, because that's the goal.
Yeah.
Last question before a tour. I'd love to know some gear favorites for each of you.
Gosh, I love all of our gear. And we'll definitely show it off, but
Nice.
we're obsessed with our Earthworks microphones.
Okay, cool.
They
Woman-owned
are-
company, by the way.
yes, they are like the most precise, transparent microphone that I have ever used.
Me too.
We
Nice.
had the option of buying mics from the old owner, and we took maybe two or three,
A couple.
a couple of them, two of them, and as soon as we got Earthworks, we put them away in the closet.
Wow.
That's how much we love them. They're one of our partner companies, and they're
Very
great.
cool.
They're just, the people are great. The products are great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can, with Earthworks, we can track drums and vocals in the same room,
Woo.
and
All right.
just acoustic instruments all together. That's one reason why we can record live all the time and get great
Nice.
sound.
Okay.
We're actually on a busy intersection downtown on the second floor over a cafe and a bike shop. Now, during the day, we get sirens and
a
trains
train.
and drunk people arguing and car accidents and you name
Concerts
it,
sometimes.
concerts across the way. These mics, if you aim them the right way, they have such good rejection, they just ignore it.
What? Okay.
We
Amazing.
can record a bluegrass band with a fire truck going by and keep it until when you listen to playback.
Wow. That's incredible. Nice. So people can sign up to join programs at nitrosonicstudios.com.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There, you'll see a tab for audio engineering
School thing. Yeah.
school thing.
School
And
thing.
then there's ads on the Facebook and
Yes.
Instagram. But yeah, you can find it. And if you can't, just yell at us and we'll send you a link ourselves.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have a discount code in place for the members of this group too.
Thank you so much. That's so exciting.
5% off. The code is
Women in Audio 5, and you might want to spell that out for me because when I wrote it, I didn't put the X in there.
oh no, I copied those.
I'm gonna have to fix that, but
Oh, I'll repost that too in the group.
that'll get 5% off the program, and then we have Women in Audio 10, which will apply to if anyone wanted to have something they've recorded, mixed, or mastered with us. We'll give them a discount.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
You're welcome.
Yay. So who's going to
The
lead?
last plug on mastering, we're Apple Digital Master certified, so we can get you in the good party room for the Apple Music stuff.
Good playlist.
Nice. Awesome.
Well, a good song helps get you in the good playlist too, but you have to have the certification and a good song.
It's true. Awesome. Great. So is Abigail behind?
You got to say hi, Abby.
All right. So
Turn around, sister.
You got to pick up all of it.
hi, Abby.
All right, so I guess we'll start the tour, yeah?
Yeah, yes, please.
Awesome. Okay, so I apologize in advance. I'm carrying this whole thing. I'm going to try to be as smooth as possible.
No problem.
Okay,
Ooh.
so this is our whisper room. I'll show y'all a pic, on the inside, but it needed something nice, so we got a tapestry for it. This is my little desk where I do my management things. This back wall we engineered for sound purposes. The angles are 33 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then this is where the magic happens, the mixing and the mastering. This is our
It's a breathing console.
we love.
Amazing. So which monitors are those?
Those are Genelex.
Those are
Okay.
Genelex 8351.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we have
All of the 800 Genelex on that behind everything.
Ta-da.
Abby, can you repeat? Some of the audio is not as clear as yours because I think you're the closest.
Oh, okay. What do you need us to repeat about?
Oh,
the
just what Danielle was saying, I think, just a second ago.
Just say it's a big old Genelex.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what I was showing down here.
Cool. The
Yeah.
lighting's amazing. Look at those colors.
thank
Yeah, we can change them anytime we want.
and we can
What?
for video stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So these walls too, we designed for our studio. They use air hush panels
Wow.
and they're on wheels, so we can just unplug them and move them however we want.
Nice.
And change the colors depending on the vibe that we want for the room, or
Very cool.
if an artist likes specific colors.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the inside of the whisper room. Not very special.
Very cool.
But one of the things that we love about our live room are our window setups. These are air hush panels that we have mounted to every single window in the room.
That is so cool.
Because helps with the sounds that we want from the
Right.
outside. Because, like I
It's
said,
about 33 decibels from one side to the other.
Wow. The
And
brick is so
you can
beautiful
see-
too.
Yes.
You can see they're basically filled with air,
Hmm.
but surprisingly, air is very good for sound.
That's
Air
awesome.
circulated for air is really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, and they're modular too, so you can build them pretty much however you want. So we have a box over here. And so it's great because we can stick an amp in here and record
Nice.
a band up here. So it's very convenient.
Nice.
Okay.
Very,
Now we're
very
gonna
cool.
show you our.
So the colors.
Okay. We're backtracking a little to the
Okay.
Apollos.
Oh, yes.
One of my favorite parts. I love our
Hmm.
So we have the whole swing.
Oh, gorgeous.
Use audio. But we also have two
Ah.
which we adore.
Amazing.
We have a hearback for headphone distribution,
Hmm.
and these are our
tracking headphones.
tracking biodynamic DT 1770 Pro headphones that we use
Nice.
for tracking.
Oh, and we track actually in the live room,
Okay.
much like Sylvia Massey actually. And
Ooh.
it started as we just had to because we had to get the studio back up and running. And then after like the first session, we're both like, why haven't we been doing this forever?
Nice.
Yeah.
This time we're kind of forced into it, but we fell in love with it because it
Perfect.
is a totally different environment when you're in the room with the band.
Yeah.
You can see facial expressions, you can see body language. It's easier to communicate like with your eyes, you know,
Right.
not having to jump on the talk back all the time. And
Right.
it's like a totally different vibe. I don't think we'll ever record in a control room again.
Nice.
That's a mixed room.
That's a mixed room.
Very cool.
Well, speaking of mixed room,
Yeah.
And here's the unfinished part.
okay, so we have one door,
Whoa.
and then we have another door
We're in here.
with a very, very thick walls. So much
Nice.
walls. A tank. And once again, there's air in the school.
Oh, gotcha.
There's air and there's about a half a semi trailer of rock salt.
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound.
So
Nice.
this is our control room so far. All the walls are built. We will have 2 lights. Built 2 lights. I'm kind of holding, but my boyfriend did.
Nice.
This is
Ooh.
Yeah. And we've got air hush panels on these windows too.
Those are so cool.
we love them.
Yeah.
They're part of our studio.
Yeah.
Cloud.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is actually purple heartwood. I didn't know this existed, so I don't touch it.
And then this is something that we enjoy a lot. It's a desktop right now. As you can see, it's
Yay.
ice and snowing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, but when the weather's nice and we like to come out here and we decompress out there.
Yeah.
If artists need like a minute to step out and stuff like that, then we come out here and we just chill out. But now it's all
nice.
icy and snowy.
Oh.
We're also surrounded by coffee shops.
Yeah, I saw that.
The street, and then we have restaurants.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
really cool little area. There's so much going on over here. When ours gets hungry,
We're in the little hipster part of town,
Yeah.
so all of the cool little restaurants and
Nice.
the cool places to do, they're just everywhere.
Perfect.
you can just walk downstairs and get a hot cup of coffee or
Nice.
tea or a sandwich.
Or next door and get Cajun.
Or Cajun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You show them the carpet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the light, it's kind of hard to see with the light, but this is the carpet we have in our mixed
Oh,
room.
it's okay. For a second,
It's
I
all-
thought it was part of the wood, but it's
No.
carpet. Cool.
Yeah.
But only on this half of it. Because the front half is too wood.
You have to have position, or you will hear things to say that'll change because the lack of reflection from carpet actually makes you perceive the sound a little different.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is our
Yay.
studio.
Oh, let's go.
Yay.
Oh yeah. I'll show you the Earthworks microphone.
Ooh, yes, please. Gorgeous.
314.
Oh.
SR314. We use these for vocals. And the thing about these microphones is they're very versatile. You can use them in various combinations and various things, and it won't sound.
We stick that
Exactly
mic
like it
over a
should.
drum set sometimes, and
Nice.
it's the most amazing sound.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
This is SR25.
Ooh. Nice.
Again, use these on a lot of things, acoustic instruments and whatnot.
Very cool.
They're all condenser mics.
Okay.
Look how close the drum mics are to the head.
Ooh,
These
yeah.
are condenser mics, and look how close to the head you can put them.
Oh, nice.
The sound that you get with these drum mics,
Mm-hmm.
because you can get so close.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh, nice. Oh, that's
And
great.
We have 145 dB of headroom.
Ooh. Oh, it's so nice. What are the overheads for the drums?
Those are SR25.
Okay.
And the ones on the snares, the snare toms is a DM20 from Earthworks.
Okay. Very cool. And then what's on the kick? Did I see?
An SR20 LS.
Nice. Very, very cool. Nice.
They're omnidirectional mics for room sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, room and vibe. We can, with the length of our room, we can actually get before hitting the reflection at the back of the wall, we can get to about 35, 36 milliseconds of reverb.
Ooh. Amazing. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, and show them the roof, the ceiling. They didn't know they were making a music studio, but
Right?
It's got a slanted, pitched wood roof, and all the junk sound in the room just goes up there and disappears. Just goes up there and chills and falls asleep, and we never see it again.
The brick and the wood, I mean, it's all perfect. So we got lucky with this live room.
Totally. Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Would you be able to maybe show the computer, or like maybe pull up some tracks or something? See the magic at work.
This is one of our other favorite things is we're recording Universal Audio's Luna software.
Oh, Universal Audio. Okay. Very cool. Nice.
This, we used to use Logic Pro, and that's actually what I learned on.
Because you're a baby.
Huh?
Because you're young.
Because I'm young. But we discovered Luna, but
It just came out last April or so.
Luna? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. So what is special about Luna?
It emulates the analog recording workflow. All these tapes you see going across, those are actually run as system extensions.
Nice.
So it's really about the closest thing you can have to sitting down in front of a real board.
That's so great.
And everything comes in the top and it goes into the tape, and then you get to inserts and summing buses.
Ooh.
They've got summing buses from
Okay.
you're gonna have to go to a bus track. I mean, go up. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
They've
okay.
got Neve and API summing. The Neve
Ooh.
is from the 80 series board.
Man.
And
That's
so
very
we
cool.
can set up those on our buses and throw the Studer tape on the tracks and throw some ATRs on the buses if we want to thicken it.
Nice.
And we can have a mix that sounds amazing from a tracking session just by setting this up on it. Before she even starts, people are like, oh, wow. And it's been a consistent, oh, wow, since we've switched to this.
Nice. Very cool.
But you're not even touching your DSP with
Wow.
this. These extensions run inside the app, inside the Luna app,
Mm-hmm.
system wide, and yeah, it's just try it. It's a free program. If you've got an Apollo X, you can use it, and it's free and it's wonderful.
Amazing. Oh, looks so great. Very, very cool. Awesome. Awesome. Was there anything else you would like to show or to say about Nitrosonic Studios? Sign up. Classes start soon.
Sign up. Classes start soon.
Yeah. Perfect.
Every other month. So
Okay.
Yes.
let's start in March, and then it will just be every other month from there on.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to give us a tour and to talk about the studios and the classes available. It's such a pleasure to talk to you guys, and it's amazing.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Yay. Well, I will talk to you later.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.